Howdy, howdy, and welcome to another wonderful Trash Take. Today we're talking about a ex-presidential candidate for the Democratic Party. Not Joe Biden, but Kamala Harris. As everyone remembers, in 2020, Joe Biden won the presidency and Kamala Harris was picked as the first black woman vice president / Indian woman vice president. Kamala Harris wrote a book about her 100-something days as running for a presidential campaign because basically Joe Biden was found to be too mentally incompetent to run, and after the first presidential debate, the Democrats threw him under the fucking bus head first. And because of that, Kamala Harris was basically elected by the DNC unanimously without any real votes from any constituents to be the presidential candidate. Absolutely screwing every other person running for president because they said that Joe Biden was the incumbent, so he's going to get it by default. And they realized they couldn't do that because he was sharp as a tack. So sharp as a tack, he got removed from the presidential bid for the Democrats. But I'm digressing. Anyways, Kamala Harris lost the election, and then she wrote this book, this wonderful book about her journey as a strong black African Indian woman in America running for president. And in the book, she talks about her VP pick, who she wanted to pick before Tim Walz. And she openly admits to discriminating against him based on his sexual identity, and I'm not even kidding. I'm going to play the clip for you. Kamala Harris sat down with Rachel Maddow on MSNBC to talk about her book, and in it, she got confronted, and rightfully fucking so, because what she says is discrimination based on sexual identity. It can also be considered homophobia. And you can give her a good faith argument here, and I'll explain that in a bit, but I'm not doing that.
I guess I'd ask you to just elaborate on that a little bit. It's hard to hear.
It's hard to hear a presidential candidate for the Democrats being openly homophobic and discriminating against someone for their sexual identity. It is! Because the Democrats are the party of peace, love, and tolerance, full acceptance no matter what, and her presidential candidacy had full trans rights across the board. So for her to have full trans rights for fucking everything and believing illegal immigrants should get sex changes while in ICE custody, for her to be openly homophobic and discriminating against someone for being gay is kind of fucking crazy. And it is! But let's listen to her ramble.
Yeah. With you running as
it is crazy.
You're the first woman elected vice president, you're a black woman and a South Asian woman elected to that high office, very nearly elected president, to say that he couldn't be on the ticket effectively because he was gay, it's hard to.
He couldn't be on the ticket because he was gay. It's hard to hear.
No.
That's entirely true. Listen, no, she says, that's not what I said. Now let's listen to what she says.
That's not what I said, that he couldn't be on the ticket because he is gay. My point, as I write in the book, is that I was clear that in 107 days, in one of the most hotly contested elections for President of the United States, against someone like Donald Trump who knows no floor.
She's saying Trump's homophobic there, by the way. Trump knows no floor, so if she were to choose a gay vice president, he would make fun of him for being gay. That's her implication here. Which is fucking crazy, because she then goes to say, I'll let her say it.
To be a black woman running for president of the United States and as a vice presidential running mate, a gay man, with the stakes being so high, it made me very sad, but I also realized it would be a real risk.
It would be a real risk. She's openly discriminating against him because he was gay and is admitting it on TV in an interview.
No matter how, I've been an advocate and an ally of...
I'm an advocate and an ally, guys, but I'm homophobic.
...of the LGBT community my entire life. So it wasn't about any prejudice on my part, but
that
we had such...
It's not about prejudice on my part. She's calling America homophobic? You just openly admitted you didn't pick him because he was gay and you viewed him as being gay as a fucking risk to your presidential campaign bid. So you're purposely not choosing him because he was gay. That is what she said.
We had such a short period of time.
Guys, it's the time. You're allowed to be homophobic if you don't have a lot of time to be president.
And the stakes were so high.
Yeah, guys, high stakes, homophobia back in office.
I think Pete is a phenomenal public servant.
He's a good person. Unfortunately, he's gay.
And I think America is and would be ready for that.
Oh, so America's ready for that, but she didn't pick it? So now she's contradicting herself. It's a straight contradiction. She just said it was a risk. Now she's saying America's ready for that.
But when I had to make that decision with 2 weeks to go, you know, and maybe I was being too cautious, you know.
You were being homophobic and discriminating against him because of his sexual identity, which is a violation of the Civil Rights Act, which apparently all the Democrats are now masters of because they were saying Charlie Kirk didn't believe in the Civil Rights Act. But for some reason, I'm not seeing any Democrats really comment on this. I saw Piers Morgan comment on it because this is fucking crazy. This is the Democrat presidential candidate who was picked by the voting class or by the billionaire class Democrats without any real say from any voters after Joe Biden was found to be too fucking mentally incompetent to run a presidential campaign because he was sharp as a tack till he had a fucking debate on stage with Donald Trump and went so incoherent that even Trump threw a jab at him. It was fucking crazy. You had everyone who knew he was asleep at the wheel openly lying for him to support him so he could run for president again, opposed to actually holding a primary to select a new president because they wanted to prop a corpse up for another run. And the second he was shown to be too incompetent, which everyone already fucking knew with an IQ above 80, they threw him under the bus head fucking first and magically chose Kamala, his VP. And that's what you get, a homophobic presidential candidate, Kamala Harris.
Oh, I'll let our friends, we should all talk about that. Maybe I was.
Yeah, guys, maybe I was homophobic. Oh, fuck, how did you just said it there?
But that's the decision I made, and I, as with everything else in the book, I'm being very candid about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she wrote this in a book, by the way, and I think it went through a bunch of different editors as well, because that's normally the process, and peer review and a bunch of other shit like that, and then gets published by the publisher too, meaning everyone else read it, saw she openly admits, I don't want a gay guy on my team because he's a risk, and then just said, yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. So there's homophobia is back, and it's in the Democrat Party, apparently, which is fucking crazy. And everyone's pointing out, like Piers Morgan and I said, this is beyond parody. Kamala admits to snubbing Bugatti because he's gay. What happened to DEI? Exactly. Openly gay. And somehow she picked someone, and she picked the guy who was somehow gayer than Pete, which is fucking Tim Walz. And I just wanted to make people understand it's illegal under Title VI or Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to basically not allow someone to get a job based for discrimination of sexual identity, sexual orientation, and gender identity. That can't be part of why someone isn't picked for a position. And I feel like vice president's a pretty big fucking position to pick. So she's literally in violation of the Civil Rights Act, which is fucking crazy. You know, I'm constantly told on social media about how Donald Trump's racist, homophobic, xenophobic, sexist, and everything in between. But then we have Kamala Harris openly going on air saying, yeah, I'm homophobic. I didn't pick him because he was gay. Yeah, you know, I thought it was a risk. And yeah, America's ready for it. But, you know, I didn't pick him anyways. And like, this is like a clown world. This is actually the funniest outcome possible. Shakespeare himself wishes he could write something this good. That's how fucking ironic this shit is. The party of peace, love, and tolerance openly supporting a homophobic presidential candidate, Kamala Harris. And honestly, this should snub any future political career that this woman could hold. This needs to be run against her every single time because it is so batshit crazy that she openly admits to not picking him because she thought being gay was a risk. Discriminating against him because he's gay. That is what that means. Oh man, this was a good one, boys. This is a good one. I saw this today. It's like, there's no fucking way. I was like, these fucking retards on Twitter don't understand. Like, they're missing something here. Some critical context missing. No, it's in her book. She says it. She admits to it. She gets confronted on it. And she says, no, that's not what I said. And then says, yeah, I believed it, which is fucking crazy. Oh, but man, it's a good week to be alive, man. It's a good time to be alive right now. Politics has never been better in America. It's always fucking cooked, and it's always fucking hilarious at this point. That's all I have time for today. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. If you like the video, feel free to like it, comment down below, or subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Did you expect Kamala Harris to be infinitely more based than Donald Trump? I didn't. I fucking didn't. I'm surprised. Like, we have actual homophobia in today's modern America, and it's not from a Republican. It's from a Democrat who was running for president. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But thank you guys very much. That's all I have time for today, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, later.